Vietnam has a national jiu-jitsu tournament,
Mm.
like a jiu-jitsu national championship. And they have gi and no gi, and there's no belts.
Oh, it's not just gi no gi. It's also like fighting, what they call fighting. It looks more like point fighting, karate stuff.
Okay.
They've got dual show, which is like performance, like choreographed fighting between two people.
Yep.
And then they've also got full contact, which is more Kudo style. It looks a lot like Kudo style, fighting like headgear and a gi.
Okay.
It definitely helps to have that, exposure, because then that's what's getting us to go train. And I was able to learn that, the rule set affects the way we train, right? So whatever, like, it's like Muay Thai. Muay Thai is sport, but it's also the rule set in like striking. It means that you use elbows and your knees, whereas kickboxing, you don't. So I think like these, like, for example, you've got, it depends what rule set, but yeah, we got IBJJF is the rule set that they used in this recent comp. So then people train a certain way. You guys have ADCC coming up, and you're going to do these super fights. So now people have to like kind of adjust the way they train and stuff. It's really interesting.
Yeah. So what was the feeling at the national championships?
Let's see. At the championship, the vibe was quite nice. Like, I was very I was in the state of like, wow, I'm getting exposed to a lot of like new, like visually what you're seeing, how the matches are going out. Like you can see that difference between like your high level athlete competitors, national athletes, and then your more, like, for me personally, I was able to see like where on the rung in the comps that I kind of float around. Like, yeah, so it was definitely humbling. It was humbling to like see where you stack on the ladder. Initially, the result for my comp was I won my first matches for both gi and no gi, and I lost my second. But leaving it was a very humbling feeling. As of recently, I haven't, like my other comps, I had some level of like success, medal or whatever. And so to have it turn out this way, it was like nice. Like I can kind of really seep and like sit in this feeling of like I met some people who had definitely kind of outclassed me, and honestly, the initial feeling was, oh, I've been outclassed. Like, maybe I'm just going to kick back, forget about competing, just keep training, have a good time. Like, that's generally what I want to do. But then with a bit of, like, talking and letting myself really feel that for a bit, I started to realize, oh, no, like, I haven't hit as big of a war ever. And this is the first time I've hit that. And it's almost like, well, I can spend time working on, like, getting through this next war. That's the reason why I compete. That's the plateau that I'm trying to blast through. So, yeah. It was a nice gradient of like, of feeling to feeling kind of good. Yeah.
Did you feel that everyone was pretty serious there? Like,
yes, definitely. That's one of the things that like I think I'm fortunate enough to like have been able to train enough that most open mats I'm having a great time. Like I'm doing quite well generally. Like whether I'm being I meet someone who's better than me or as good as I am or who isn't, as I'm having a great time. But when it came to the competition, it felt like people were very much like, well, for the athletes themselves, their perspective is those medals, because they've all got contracts and stuff with different like teams. They're getting paid a salary or whatnot. So there is a burden and a weight on them to like they want to try to get some kind of a medal. On my end, though, I don't have that. So I was just happy to be there. I was happy to compete, get the experience in, and just get that exposure. So there was no like my feeling once I lost like the match and knew I wasn't going to go on. Was more like, oh, great, like, cool, I'm done. So I don't have to fight another fight. If I won, they'd be like, all right, cool, let's get our head together so we can fight the next fight. Losing, I kind of felt, that's cool, I don't have to fight. I don't have any fights anymore, I can just kind of chill out. So yeah, it was, I don't know, is it fair, unfair that I don't have as much pressure?
And how many, there were no belts.